evening, good evening, good evening. Excuse me a moment while I fight with my mouse. Merry not so stupid o'clock, everyone. At some point, I'm gonna get used to not having to say that anymore. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I am your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we are, of course, going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we get started, here are the usual disclaimers and my usual babble. Oh my god, you all do not want to know how many people I spoke to who did not know how to use the internet today. I do not want to know. My word of advice is if you are going to a store that is entirely based online and there are no physical locations, why in the name of God are you shopping there? Like, if I have to explain to you what a web address bar is, you don't need to be on Wayfair. That's the sort of thing you would ask assistance from your kids. Where if they find something, you like it, let your kids know, let your kids do it. For the sake of all of our sanity. Alright? Okay. So, folks, you are going to find the link to this mini myriad, completely out of order DPPC reports right there in the description box alongside the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Boy's massive archive on the subject. The templates, sign your name, click on the senator, you know the drill. That link takes you to several. And also the ever-present and self-explanatory change.org. Yeah, this is how brain dead I am, folks. This is how brain dead I am, explaining the internet to people. The ever-present change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. Now, trigger warning, folks, when we talk about the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones, all right? And these are shorter videos, guys. It's going to be shorter as we go throughout the entirety of these series because these are intake forms. Okay? All right, so the incident we are going over looks like another one. I'm going to double check this to make sure we haven't already gone over it. Bear with me here. Just checking. Okay, no, we haven't. And this is messed up, so let's get into it. Now, this was another incident that happened on 4/21 of 2006. And get ready, folks, because this is messed up. And before we do, folks, brain dead. I had to teach a lot of people how to figure out the internet today. So if I stumble over my words, my apologies in advance, alright? Alright. Nature of allegation, non-emergency. That's what they always say. External act, abuse per se, intentional, wanton, or reckless application of physical force which inflicts pain. Emotional injury, reaction, and ability to function, fear, state of anxiety. But it's not an emergency. Kind of makes me wonder, what the fuck does DPPC consider an emergency? God damn. Some of these do come with risks of death, you morons. God. When Missouri is more intelligent than a so-called progressive state, I don't know what to tell you of that one. I live in the middle of the goddamn Bible Belt, yet they seem more knowledgeable than these people when it comes to this sort of thing. Messed up. Messed up. Alright. Allegations summary. The ALABs will run at ALV with plastics knives and forcefully try to shove them down ALV's throat. They will yell at ALV doing this. This is reported to be to try and stop the ALV from having suicidal ideations. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Now, folks, do you know how this can go very wrong? Let's work with their fucked up mentality, okay? We're gonna work with their fucked up logic here. You know, this may actually make an individual feel like even less of a human being. So when you have someone with suicidal ideations, okay, and you put them in this place, and they treat them like this, do you think that maybe, you might make them actually more suicidal to escape your insane ass? Let's think here. This alleged to be court approved. Fuck me. The ALV screams in fear. The ALV can be working appropriately at ALV's workstation. The ALV never knows when this will occur. It's fucking insane, is what it is. And how's it? By heightening their constant fucking fear and never knowing when you're going to shock them or hurt them, and you say, oh no, but it helps them not want to commit suicide. How? How exactly? Because if that shit was happening to me day after day, all of a sudden that fork to my jugular would start looking mighty nice. Damn. Okay, let's move on here. Criminal activity statement. If any information of criminal activity is revealed during the civil investigation, contact the state police department detective unit, blah, 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 blah. Administrative review suggested. Oh, we're not going to do anything. Keep torturing those kids. Make them suicidal. Make them more suicidal than what they already are by your fucking bizarre behavior. DPPC received a 9-page fax from the reporter followed by a call on the hotline regarding the following allegations regarding the Judge Rotenberg Center. Excuse me, folks. The ALV blank was working in workshop, one appropriately working on a task. A staff person ran over to the ALV and forcefully attempted to shove a plastic knife down ALV's throat. The staff yells at ALV with angry red face, "Do you want to swallow a knife?" While the ALV is yelling and screaming in fear for the ALV's life and is trying to push the knife out of the ALV's face. Someone's hidden off to the side gives ALV an electric shock. That's what this behavioral lessons are, folks. Whether you give them the behavior they want or not, you're fucking shocked after being traumatized. Imagine this shit. The ALV screams out of fear and pain. This is repeated several times a week. Oh my god. And this is supposed to make them not suicidal? So you threaten them, you traumatize the fuck out of them, then you shock them, and it's going to make them not want to kill themselves. How? How is that supposed to make anyone not suicidal? Could anyone explain that logic to me? Because that would make me more suicidal. I would be looking at that knife in the kitchen mighty, mighty hard just to escape that fucking insanity. Are they out of their minds? And it's court approved? But the fuck? Oh. But Tiffany, it's going to make them not suicidal. You don't understand. I don't understand what? That traumatizing a kid further and then causing them physical pain to the point that it has been known to cause 3rd and 2nd degree burns on the body. And you're going to tell me that makes a kid not want to commit suicide? Coming from someone who went through hell as a child, just dealing with the punches and all the other sick shit that happened, I wanted to kill myself. This shit? Yeah, just saying. Just saying. This is a treatment for stopping ALV having suicidal tendencies. It is noted that this is court approved and family approved. The ALV receives no counseling. For fuck's sake. So, in other words, you're telling me, but Tiffany, the judge approves and the parents approve. So, listen to me, you stupid, idiotic fucks. That's not how any of this shit works. When somebody is having suicidal ideations, they need fucking help. They don't need further traumatization. They sure as hell don't need a kind of treatment that would make them want to commit suicide that much more. Somebody tell me in the comments, how is that supposed to work? I promise it will work. It will. No, Karen. I'll tell you what happens. As soon as he's out of that frame of threat, he's gonna find the first knife he can, and guess where it's going? Just to escape the insanity. This would make some kid that wasn't suicidal. My case in point, Jennifer Masumba. Please note that several DPPC intakes were generated with regards to the above letter. The information in this case, client-specific information, was taken regarding DOB from previous on this case. So this was another case of DPPC telling someone, a kid, who is reporting abuse, well, I'm sorry, but you're disabled and this is what you deserve. Pretty much, folks. Because if you're sending a kid with suicidal ideations to the JRC, you're not helping them. You're going to make them want to kill themselves that much more. That much more. They need actual psychological help. They don't need this. It doesn't fucking matter if it is court and parent approved or not. You want to sit there and tell me parents always know what's best for their kids? People, I've worked for the fucking state. There are some good, hardworking, wonderful parents out there that do want the best for their kids. There are others that are real fucking pieces of work. Okay? But they're desperate. I don't care how desperate you are as a parent. I don't care how desperate you are. You got to step back from that desperation. Take a breath and think with your goddamn head. How would you react in this situation? And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close out for this evening. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. A few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, please don't forget to hit that like button. Hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this evening. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.